guys, we're here. We're here. I'm here with Whitney from Progressive Weather Channel. If you're not subscribed, please go there. Women's Wednesday is usually, I bring anyone on who wants to talk about things. Whitney has been a regular, and I love it because her channel is so great, so informative, and I definitely want to get in today, like kind of recapping 2019 and what stands out not only in our minds but in yours too. So just kind of think that over a little bit while we're going through some stuff, and we're gonna make you guys the star of the show. So um, I'm gonna pull up my chat so I can see what you guys are saying. In the meantime, Whitney, let it just
Okay.
let's find out. I mean, I've heard a lot about what's going on in Australia with the fires, but I really want your perspective on it and what you found out.
Well, just the fact that there's still 100+ bushfires going on in Australia, all across the country, which is just wild because it started from like November, maybe even earlier. It's been going on for a long time before summer even started. And now that summer is here, it's forecasted to get worse. Like, and when you think about it, like, how can it get worse? It's going to get worse.
How does it get
So it's
worse? I mean, they're already
because it's
evacuating people to the oceans, and they're going into the
exactly, I
ocean
saw that.
to to survive.
I know. I saw that. I was like, okay, this is the world we live in at this point. It's people
This is the new
literally
reality.
in the water with fires surrounding them. And then, people are being reported to have died now. So about like 9 people have died. And, it's predicted to be more. So it's just really concerning and alarming. And it's, unprecedented is the word, the media likes to use a lot, which is just like unheard of, abnormal. This is,
Hmm.
crazy. But it's like this was predicted and then it's expected to get worse.
Yeah, so
And
it's much
I'm here
worse
to
than anticipated, much worse than expected. That you're hearing that over and over and over again. So
oh
yeah,
yeah, the scientists
Australia
about
is
yeah.
on fire. All the animals are dying. All the
The
people are
koalas, yeah, I heard.
yeah, and there's wild horses. I mean, there's so many animals that are dying. All the fish in inland and everything, and not even just inland. Like there's dead zones. The coral reefs are dying. It's like holy
The coral
crap. I
reefs.
mean, this planet is dying, and that's something that we have to face. And we're coming into 2020, and I personally am getting super depressed and thinking 2020 wasn't something to really celebrate. So,
Hmm.
um, I don't know. I've had a really depressing holiday.
I get
Really,
you.
lots of anxiety, lots of stress.
It's
So
hard.
I'm sorry. This isn't going to be a happy. I mean, yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone! 2020. We're in the
Yeah,
2020s now. I don't know how that happened, but here we are.
no kidding. I mean, it seems so far off in the future when I was your age. Like, that was never going to happen. And if it did, it was supposed to be like the Jetsons.
Yes,
So,
I was just having that conversation. The Jetsons. We're
yeah.
supposed to be the Jetsons right now, like our space outfits and stuff. What happened?
Oh, I know. But see, to me, the Jetsons weren't ideal because where was all the nature? There was no nature. It was just
You're right.
all mechanical things and, cars that flew and stuff like that. It wasn't my ideal future. So,
Hmm.
robots and all that. Well, great, the robot maid was fantastic, but well, we have that part. We have those little robots that go in the iRobots or whatever that clean up the floor and stuff like that. We have that. Am I supposed to celebrate that?
I
While the world
guess.
is burning because they're digging up rare minerals and all that for all this technology and destroying our planet. Yeah, am I supposed to celebrate that? I don't know. I'm thinking there's not much to celebrate. It's not dying, it's being murdered by corporations. Yeah, Julie, you're absolutely right. But we are supporting those corporations. And over the Christmas holiday, I was so pissed because all anyone around me could talk about was what they're getting, what they're buying, and all their big holidays they're celebrating. And then you hear the numbers that it's been the biggest holiday season ever for buying things. It's like, okay, great. The most destruction on the planet ever over
Exactly.
Christmas, which is the most destructive time of the year anyway. Can't breathe. I'm serious. I've been so depressed the last couple days. I don't even know how to deal with it. I really don't. I have anxiety from hell. I every time someone even brings up Christmas shit, I got stressed like the whole holiday season. So
It's a stressful time.
yeah, it is anyway, but I took out the stress of having to buy things for people, and I told people not to buy me things. So I took that stress out, but then I see other people not doing the same and only increasing their consumerism over the holiday, and I'm like, what? And I went to lunch with a friend yesterday, and um, she was talking about all the shit she got for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of being, anti-consumerism right now. I only want to get things I absolutely need. And she's like, no, but I can't. I just have to have my shoes. And that's the fucking attitude that's
It's
killing the
everywhere.
planet. It's like,
It's
stop
everywhere.
it. Stop buying. Okay, let's say hi to people, and then we're gonna go into New Zealand. So hi, bio. Maggie's here. Yay, Maggie May. Um, Go check out her channel if you haven't. Maggie May. She's awesome.
Maggie May.
Yeah, she's fun. She does some of the best little like plays with characters. She collects antiques, and so she does little plays with her little antiques.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, her best one, the one I love the most, the one I found her with was the one she did with Guy McPherson. Um, like it was just a little skit with She made a little doll of Guy McPherson, and I don't know, it's really cool. So look up Maggie
Check
May
it
Guy
out.
McPherson. It's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, Oz says I got anxiety from hell for Christmas. Yes, and for New Year's. New Year's was
Yeah.
actually worse than Christmas. I was sick and well, no, Christmas Eve I spent with a horse that my oldest horse that yeah,
Mm.
she laid down and couldn't get back up, and so we were
Oh no.
spending that with her. She did get up. We got her up,
Okay.
and she's fine now, but she's like 35 years old. That's way longer than most horses live. That's way longer than you can expect any horse to live. So, and she's still kicking it. She's doing good, but
That's good. That's
yeah,
scary.
it's
It's
yeah,
sad.
it's hard. I mean, the animals are my life, and to see what's happening with them really kills
They're
me.
like
Aries,
family.
Martin, I haven't seen you forever. Life is leaving the planet no matter what the insane thinks they can save the environment. The entire environment will be turned into highly toxic radioactive sludge when the oceans translocate over, I don't know what the
The oceans are acidifying.
yeah, they are. And there's
So
dead zones and the blobs
the
everywhere.
blobs.
Yeah.
So that's a big issue that's going on and probably will continue to go on as the years progress. Is like the blobs in oceans, marine heat waves, and yeah, so just overall
Yeah.
destruction of every ecosystem at this point.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it hard to watch? It's like
It is. It's like the media is waking up, but I still feel like they don't want to talk. Like, you can tell, like it's an edgy topic. Like, oh yeah, the
it's a
UN
ratings
said this.
killer. They want
Yes,
they
like
want ratings like the impeachment hearings and crap. But really, how important or even effective are the impeachment hearings? Like most people, well, most people don't give a shit about all that. I mean, there is corruption, but oh my God, don't get me into the fucking politics of it.
kill.
That that kills me every time. I don't. I mean, I agree that Trump should be impeached, but I also think that Clinton should have been impeached, Bush should have been impeached, Obama should have been impeached. I agree, all of them should have been impeached. So where does that leave you? Uh,
With nothing.
I know.
Nothing.
It's like this is just a circus at this point. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, corporate media, Maggie. Um, Dr. August Dunning conference at the OTF conference in 2019. What was the OTF? I don't know. Well, 35-year-old horse must be loved. Yeah. Oh man, lightning. But she was not always loved. She was a rescue. Um, when I found her, she was for sale for $300, and she was in this pasture, knee deep in mud. There was no way to get out of the mud, and it was colder than hell. and
Mm.
and she was the low man on the totem with like seven other horses there, and she got the shit kicked out of her. To this day, I still can't um, get her to go in with other horses, except for the old folks. I did have some other old folks that passed away since then that were older than her, but yeah, she would only go in with those old folks. She won't go in with any other horses, um, because she was kicked the shit out of. It's like these people didn't take care of her, and it was a pretty heavy lady, and she's a little Arabian. She used to ride her into the buffalo herds, and Lightning would get so freaked out that she would just run. And the lady told me that she would just hold on to the saddle horn and let her run, and a little, you know, thin-boned Arabian, hollow-boned Arabian, was running with all that weight. She has arthritis from hell because of that lady,
Mm.
and just she had fungus like all up and down her legs, over her back. Um,
That's terrible.
she was a huge rescue, but once I rescued her, then I found out she was pregnant, and she's the amazing horse I've talked about before that told me when she was in labor. Like from I was 45 minutes away, and somehow she sent me a signal. I know I sound crazy, guys, but this actually happened, and I had witnesses to it. She told me that she was having a baby. All I saw was a vision, so I know how animals communicate. Prey animals, herd animals, whatever. And I saw a vision of her, a wrinkly, worried eye, and then I felt cramping in my stomach, like labor pains,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, she's in labor, she's in labor. I raced home as fast as I could, and I went right to my house and got iodine, and I got towels and everything, and I went to the barn because she I didn't have horse property then, so I had to go to the barn where she was at, and shine my flashlight into the stall, and right as the bag was coming out, she was giving birth right then. And the vet didn't know whether she was going to give birth in 2 weeks or 5 months, so I had no idea. And the night before, I just put her in the stall, the birthing stall, not knowing, but I'm like, well, just in case, we'll put her in a stall at night. And it fucking happened. I mean, she told me she was giving birth.
Right, the
Okay, so
communication, I gotcha.
yes. And then when she was down on Christmas Eve, and I was just going through all this shit with the ephilism and antinatalism, which stresses me out. I mean, I'm kind of antinatalist. For humans, and I don't think we should be breeding domesticated animals because not for the same reasons they think, but for the reason of anything born now is going to suffer. So, you know,
Interesting, yeah, 'cause what's gonna
yeah,
happen?
but they think it's just like life altogether without human influence or whatever is, for the Ephilis anyway, that suffering. It's like life is suffering, so no one should exist, and we should, you know, just make that decision for all other life and just end all life. And that's the Ephilis part, not necessarily the antinatalist part. But that blows me away. I had a really hard time with it. I mean, I still have a hard time with that thought process. So because I know life wants to live. Anyway, when she was laying down there, and I'm like, okay, well maybe you're sitting there making that decision. Maybe I should try and get a vet. It's Christmas Eve. Not likely I'll be able to get a vet. So I decided just to hang with her and give her some pain medicine and do everything I could and try to get her back up. And every time I would talk to her about, I'm like, yeah, I know you're old, you're tired, you deserve the rest, she would struggle to get up again. And and at first it was like in vain, she couldn't get up. But I'm like, okay, here's the pain meds, so I'll give you that, and then I'll be back in, when it kicks in, and we're gonna give it one more last college try. And she got up, and the minute she got up, she I was trying to walk her around because I was worried it may be colic. I didn't think it was colic, but and it wasn't. But she didn't want to walk around. She had to go pee. It's like, fuck, I've been down on
No.
my side for all these hours. I need a pee. So she peed like a racehorse, and
Okay.
and then she
I
pooped,
gotcha.
and all was good. So
Oh,
but no, life wants to live. I mean,
right.
how can you make that decision for all the other animals? I know I keep saying that. And I have a new subscribers that some of them are antinatalists, some of them are epiless, and um, they're probably gonna unsubscribe now. But if you believe that you can make that decision for all other life on Earth, I really don't care if you stick with my channel. I don't. Because I think life wants to live. I think we're all dying anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. With what's happening with the planet, it's a kind of a moot point. I mean, if what you want is happening, I know it should have been in more an organized, less suffering manner, but now we're all going to die in a. I mean, if we're lucky, if I'm lucky, I will live a little bit longer, you know. But certainly in your lifetime, there's going to be something major, drastic happening, and that's not a fun future to look forward to.
No, no, it's not. It's
It's
definitely not.
and I hate to be defeatist, and I don't want to be defeatist. I want everyone to do everything they can, but nobody's doing anything. Nothing. It's like,
No, I know. It's only getting worse.
okay.
Get it
Speaking.
out. This
Okay, what's happening in New Zealand? Then we're gonna get to comments again.
okay. So New Zealand, right off the coast of Australia, southern hemisphere. So there's this east coast, off the east coast of New Zealand, there's this warm blob. It's a marine heat wave. The temperature's 5 degrees Celsius, so about 10 degrees Fahrenheit above average. And it's essentially, they're looking at it as like the hottest point in the ocean at this moment.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, things like that are continuing, like they're continuing to happen and it's getting more drastic, it seems. And what's going on is just that marine heat wave is threatening marine life. So you said the coral reefs, they're getting bleached, and then that's a diverse ecosystem that's getting affected by warmer and warmer ocean temperatures. Essentially, that's what's going on, and it's been happening in not Australia, well, probably Australia too. Those coral reefs, and then up in Alaska, up in the Antarctic, they're having, everything's warming up there faster,
Right. In
so
the
everything's being
Ukraine, the
affected.
black bears are not hibernating like they
Interesting.
should.
Okay,
That was just
everything's
on Black Bear
changing.
News, so go check out Black Bear News if you want to see that story. But yeah, so it's throwing off nature completely, and we
Yes, the
know that's got to.
migration
Yeah,
pattern.
you got yeah migration of birds like flowers and plants and bears. They're totally off kilter because of the weather changes. The weather pattern changes are just insane. So what do
So
we?
essentially, we're gonna probably see more and more marine heat waves in this decade and beyond. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like it's starting now. I'm just like, okay, it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just holding up.
I hate to see what 2020 is going to bring us. I mean I'm sorry to be a Debbie Downer on
No,
freaking New
I think
Year's.
about this too. I was like, wait, like the 2020s has this like optimism, but at the same time, like there's so much underneath darkness. That's like, and like, what side do you want to see? Like,
Well, yeah, you can choose just to look at the optimistic side if you want, but I'm more of a realist,
mm-hmm.
and when I'm seeing all this devastation happening, it's like who's next, where's next, what's and something could happen that we're could could totally change everything. Who knows? I mean, we don't know everything about nature. We just don't. But and there's been surprises before, like the global dimming and things like that, which kind of saved us for a while. Um, but
That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, but where do you go with that? Okay, okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of totally not in a really happy mood, and usually New Year's is my date. I love New Year's. I love the idea of a new start, a fresh start. But what's happening in the world today has kind of destroyed that for me. It's like, what are we starting this year? Especially when
I don't know.
people are buying shit like no other. It's
Oh,
like I want a bigger house. I want to, I gotta have more shoes. I gotta have more clothes. Oh, look at the newest gadget. I gotta have that. I need that. It's like, no, you don't need that
oh
newest
yeah, the
gadget.
newest phone. Oh yeah, everything. It,
Ah, ah, ah.
I have
It,
to laugh. It's too much.
it
You have
is
to just
too
like
much.
laugh at it sometimes. You're just like, this is crazy. It's
Yeah.
there's constantly new stuff coming out. Like I don't even know how. It's just crazy. Like it's a new phone every year, and there's other company.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
and then there's
okay,
5G, which nobody really knows how that's going to affect the planet. But the satellites they're putting out there is not cool. Um, that's probably going to cause some problems. I mean, and we won't have a starry sky anymore once they put all those satellites out there. It's like starry sky gone.
oh
So,
it's yeah, it's been
and
disappearing because the light pollution too, and like
yeah, there's
all
that.
that stuff. You can't see anything in
I mean,
the
kids
city.
nowadays aren't even going to be able to see what a Milky Way looks like. I mean, have you seen the Milky Way ever?
No. Well, maybe. No. Okay, like not the actual like disc, but like no. So I'm gonna say no. I want to say yes, but I
Not
know
in
for sure I
reality,
haven't.
maybe at a,
Not in reality, yeah.
yeah,
No,
maybe on a
definitely not in
TV show.
reality.
Yeah, I have. And the fact that people aren't going to be able to see that anymore, like, or, I don't really give a shit what people. Um,
Okay,
they're the
I
ones that
love
cause
it.
the problems, but it's just the fact that people are destroying nature that much and destroying, our whole experience on this planet is devastating. It's just it's sad, and I want to laugh about. I do laugh about it.
I know it's hard. It's like a way I cope. It's like okay.
Fish lives matter, but I still love my fish and chips. Andre always bring in right wing humor.
Oh shoot.
We must learn balance, harmony. Everything we devise contributes to our own demise. Jilly, you're so right. So right. Yep. But Kermit, hey, Bert Kermit. Milky Way is one of my favorite candy bars.
They're good.
They are good. I like
I
Snickers
like Three
better.
Musketeers.
Or the
Yeah,
dark,
Snickers.
the Milky Way dark is actually the best one. Yeah. Okay, go to West Texas to see the Milky Way. Cool. I mean, there's so few places you could see it. I used to be able to see it right here where I live, and now I can't anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it is sad.
There you
Where
go.
I seen it when I grew up. Like I used to sleep out on the back lawn of my house, and growing up in Silver Creek up by Park City, and it was so big and bright. I mean, just gorgeous.
Majestic, really, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Um, you're a glazer. Okay. Let's see. Who else? Do you see any comments that stick out? Must ignore
Um,
reality. Batman fans. I think a lot of people are just ignoring reality, but I think a lot of people know deep down what's going on. They just don't want to admit it even to themselves. They get so defensive about it.
exactly. Okay, then yeah, that's a good one. That's something. That's yeah. Like why are people defensive about it? Like that's a good
I
question.
think they'll protest too much. That's all I can think of. It's like, why is this a trigger for you? I mean, yeah, yes, it's a horrible thing, but why is it a trigger? Are you afraid? Are you so afraid that you can't even talk about reality anymore? Um,
Well,
yeah, I'm
everything
afraid.
is TV shows, like, and like I was really big into TV shows like this whole decade in the past, just and then I realized there's more, like Game of Thrones and all that stuff, and it's like we're living in like other realities in a
Yeah, we
way.
are totally. Yeah, and at this point, I get sucked into those because I want
Me
to
too.
escape the
I'm guilty.
reality that I'm in right now, and I just want to just escape for a minute.
It's escapism. Escapism market is huge right now. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. But when people get downright mean about it, you bring up anything to do with the environment or the reality of what's going on the planet, people get downright pissed, and then they start talking about socialism. And you know what? I don't think socialism is an answer either because once you socialize everything, then you're just redistributing consumerism. We need a totally different system that's not that, that doesn't depend on consumerism. Socialism, if you equaled everything out, you would just have more people consuming. You wouldn't reduce that.
I
It would
gotcha.
it would
Yes,
spread it out. So right now we have all these, billionaires and all that consuming everything. Um, but if you distribute that out, that's just more people buying things, more people building houses, more people, just consuming the
that's
planet. Every
true.
time
The
you
way
consume something, you're consuming the planet. Pat the Batman fan has a comment. That's exactly why people are distracting themselves with gizmos. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what we're saying. But I guess it can make you feel better, and well, it's a escape from reality, and I understand it. I don't fault anyone for that because I'm as guilty as the next guy. But I don't want to live in this reality. This reality is scary. This reality is terrifying. So,
it's maybe this word's overused, but it's like dystopian
Yeah.
in a way.
It kind of is. Absolutely. Consciousness is proved to live on after physical death, isn't it? Bio, I think it is. I just because of my personal experience, and if you experience things, then they're more real to you. Like I had um my a couple dogs pass away, well, this year, but the ones I was closer to were the ones I had pass away like 5 years ago, and I swear to God, they were following me around the house. I would hear them. I would feel them. They'd wake me up in the middle of the night the way they used to when they were alive, and
Hmm.
then the other dogs we had would somehow um, do the same behaviors as the
That's
dogs that we
interesting.
lost. Like I had this dog Cowboy that would always lean up against me and then put his paw on my knee. It was Australian Shepherd, blue merle. He was beautiful. He had one blue eye, one brown eye. And
Oh,
anyway, but he used to
that's cute.
sit next to me and then lean back and put his paw on my leg. And after he passed away, my one of the dogs I lost this year, right after he would do that same exact behavior, like right after, and it was almost like he embodied that dog for a little bit. It's like, I'm still here, I'm still with you. So I mean, that's a totally different topic about, consciousness living on. And people tend not to like it when I talk about my whole feelings on that. But I've had experiences that make me believe that, yeah, consciousness is separate than our physical self,
Hmm.
So and I think it's, yeah, terrible. I know. It's like, well, it's not terrible. It's just people think it's terrible. It goes against some belief they have, strongly held belief or something. I don't know, but I get attacked about that kind of belief once in a while. Awareness goes on. Not sure if it qualifies as consciousness, Book Hermit says. Um, yeah, I don't know. What's the difference between awareness and consciousness? That's what I'd like to know. Is there a difference? What do you think, Woody?
I don't know. Comments help. I don't know. This is
Yeah, Maggie,
reincarnation may
she
actually
attacked
be
that.
real. Well, like,
Maggie,
isn't okay? So maybe something to think about is like that saying matter can never be created nor destroyed.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that's like comforting. I don't know. The
maybe.
consciousness, no, like we all go back to the earth in some way, like physical, we die. I don't know. So this is a
Yeah,
comments. You guys tell us what's the consciousness.
I know. What is consciousness? I mean, to me, consciousness is what's going on here. What your thoughts. I mean, they're not a physical thing. They're something separate than your physical body. In my mind, consciousness is such a different. I mean, how do you explain consciousness? I mean, and who knows if it lives
Oh,
on or
awareness. Okay, awareness versus consciousness. I don't know. I'm sure people have written. It's called the
hard
hard
problem
problem
of
of
consciousness. David Chalmers. Okay, that sounds like a book I might want to read. Imagine a world where everyone restores the earth and respects all people. Oh.
Um, first, like,
Jilly, I love you.
um,
She's God, if I could only have her um, attitude all the time, I think I would be so much happier. Jilly Love is just such a pleasure to have in the chat and everything. She really is. Humans here, first world people,
will
hold on, it
consume.
jumped, consume hundreds more than third world people. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
We definitely. So there's this thing on Netflix, escaping. This guy named Hassan, the Patriot Act. Have you heard of that?
Hmm.
He's talking about like clothes and the consumerism of like fast fashion and how
Oh,
like
yeah.
clothing departments are just like shuffling in clothes all the time and just our whole basically a global, well, first world, I'll stick with first world problems with like just how much clothes we're consuming compared to like the past and just like how
Yeah,
much we're
and how
buying
much
and
gets
throwing.
thrown away without even being
Yes,
used. It's an insane percent. It's like 30% or something
it's
of,
yeah.
of textiles are purchase but never use, just thrown right
Mhm.
into the trash. I see there is a documentary on that I watched, and it was I don't know, don't quote me on my numbers, but there is a documentary on the it was when I was researching fashion waste, um, and how destructive fashion is to the planet. And just think about like my friend I was just talking to had she has so many shoes. Like
For one person.
for one person, she's probably got like 40 pairs of shoes. Who needs that many pairs of shoes? Like I was like, okay, well, I have 3 pairs of cowboy boots. They'll last me a very long time. I get them resold once they wear out a little bit. And I hate wearing other shoes. Tennis shoes last like no time at all. They're stupid. I think I look dumb in tennis shoes anyway. I
It's
think
like the trend though.
I know
Everyone
it
has
is,
their
but
shoes.
I have a thing like guys should not wear tennis shoes. I just okay, wear manly shoes. Don't wear tennis shoes. So
Okay.
no, you wear cowboy boots, you wear hiking boots, or some just don't
Sorry.
fucking wear tennis shoes. They look stupid on men. I just think they do. I
It's
will never respect a guy who wears tennis shoes ever. That's like, just don't. Okay, I'm sorry if I offended anybody. It's a quirk. I just for I just don't understand tennis shoes. I just unless you're a runner, I guess if you're a runner, then that's fine.
I love it.
I
It's so
know.
funny. Oh
Uh,
my god.
I
Everyone
know.
wears them like it's crazy,
I
even for like formal stuff.
I know. I know. I guess they're more comfortable for some people. Cowboy boots are way more comfortable for me. It's either cowboy boots or flip-flops. And now I got a nice high quality pair of flip-flops so I don't have to go through them every year because that bothered me. But I can't stand things on my feet. But when I do, it's cowboy boots. It's like that's it. Time to
Those
put
are
on
good.
tennis shoes, Booker. Oh, hi, Torstein. I don't think I said hi to you. Wear tennis shoes if you want to avoid females and
What are your feelings on
okay.
clogs?
Oh, I clogs are cool. I mean, I think they look silly, but I think they're utilitarian. So yeah, fine. I respect you if you wear clogs. I think guys look silly in them too, but I think women also look silly in clogs. But I have a pair of kind of clogs that I use to go outside to, slip on really quick in the winter
Yes.
and that because they're easy to slip on to go outside real fast. So, I can't fault the clogs. I just can't. So it's literally that's Women's Wednesday. You blew right past Manly Monday and Testosterone Tuesday. Manly Monday! Ah, that's awesome. I didn't think about Manly Monday because generally it's men on Mondays, but then I'm there, so how does that work? Um, um, we have Monday Madness on
Monday
Monday,
Madness.
so I guess you miss Monday Madness. I don't know. You have to die in combat to come to Valhalla. Okay, that one went. I have no idea what he's talking about. So yeah. Surgeons wear clogs so they can scratch their thigh, thighs, thighs. I don't know, Val. What are you saying, dude? Um, lightning rod. What are your feelings? Okay, I already read that one. I wear shorts all the time. Pat, I seen this guy. It was like 20 degrees, and this dude was in shorts and flip flops. Like, man, you're stronger than I am. I love wearing shorts and flip flops, but I hate being cold. So,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know how you guys do it. I have no idea. Um, Pat, I can't wear much else because my foot got busted up. Oh, you too, Pat? I have a serious bad foot injury that doesn't get better. So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. Was it a Liz Frank fracture? Because that's what I have. All five metatarsals. Um, what do they call it? Separation and yeah. Anyway, they're broke. they used to they used to cut your foot amputate for that injury. So um, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I
Um,
like wearing snowshoes.
they do surgeons for clogs. Yeah, they do because they're easy to slip on and off. Yeah. Torstein likes to wear snowshoes. Well, where you live, that makes sense. Don't admit defeat. Booker, that was good. That was good. I like it. I fell off a 12-foot ladder. Oh my gosh. Ah,
It's not
Manly
good.
Monday, Transsexual Tuesday, Eco Men's Wednesday. Wait, Eco Men's when it's Women's Wednesday, Transsexual Tuesday. I only know one transsexual person. Um, Not that that wouldn't be fine, but whatever. Um, let's see. I fell off a 12 foot. So did you like? That's one way that this injury happens. Football players get it a lot, but originally the people that got it were people who were drugged by a stirrup on a horse. That's not how I got it. I actually got fallen on by a horse.
Oh,
So
whoa.
with us, I had a steel-toed boot on. Oh, what the hell happened to my screen? I had a steel-toed boot on and um, a metal stirrup. My dog has taken my plug out, so I can't see. Up on the bed. Um, yeah, so between the steel-toed boot and the metal stirrup, it just went right on my foot.
Oh,
So
whoa.
it was bad. I had three surgeries on my foot, and it's
Oh
still a
my
nightmare. It's
God.
still very painful. And then I broke 3 toes on the same damn foot. So, yay. Let's see. Wait, I don't know. Am I missing an important conversation?
You know, when I was young in the year
Looking forward to
2000 was the
Clockwork
future.
Orange.
Oh, I
Alex,
never saw that, but
he's
no.
making a comeback. I don't know who that is. Um, let's see.
I agree with Lightning Rod about how like
My favorites are
um
Uggs. Uggs are cool. I think I would wear Uggs if I had a pair given to me. I would go out and buy them. Most of my shoes are given to me. Like, all the shoes
donation.
I have are just like hand-me-downs, except for my cowboy boots. I do buy my cowboy boots because I have to have them like wide enough so they don't irritate my foot. And they're hard to find my size. So, yeah, there's that. But the cowboy boots last forever. I mean, I've had the same pair. They're sticking up at me.
It's
Um,
okay. It's one of these days.
I have a pair that I've had for 10 years and I've resold them. So they're good for another 10 years.
That's great.
So good. Let's see. I need to go back and find the science fiction collection I got long ago called 2020 Vision, all writers predicting 2020. Ooh, I'd like to hear about that book. War on Terror was created to oppose the peace nix idea of the great 21st century of love. Interesting human. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Um, War on Terror was just ridiculous. Scott was the Jilly Low Chastity Belts for Men. Good idea. Let's see. Book Hermit for the win. Looking forward to Clockwork. Wait, I already read that. No, Elon
Clockwork
Musk is
Orange.
inspiring to me because he is actually moving ahead. We really have suffered from evil in our culture. Yeah, we have. I didn't know if Elon Musk is the answer, but
He
I'm
wants to get to
hoping.
Mars
I
too.
don't know.
Everyone
I don't
wants to get to
know.
Mars.
I think when we have problems on Earth, we shouldn't be looking into space. But that's just me. I don't know. We haven't even figured out Earth yet. The evil of, I think that's supposed to be ignorance imposed by those profiting from it, or um, yeah, people profiting from ignorance. I think that's what you're trying to say, Lightning Rod. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, there's a lot of companies profiting. Are you there, Alex? Or Alex? I mean Whitney.
Oh, I'm here.
I think Whitney's
I'm just
frozen.
reading the
Oh,
comments.
there you are, but I can't hear you
I'm
now. What's
here.
going on?
Okay.
So is Fatty Arbuckle. See, but if you guys know Guy McPherson was a tood before Me Too. No, I didn't. Well, I've heard that. I can't hear you, Whitney, for some reason.
Wait, hello? Can you wait,
Um,
hold on.
yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
about
I've heard about that.
Guy McPherson.
Can you hear me now?
I don't want to get into that. That's not important. But I mean, there's bigger issues than that, unfortunately. Flat profit
Wait,
from
can you hear me now,
okay,
Chris?
yeah. As far as Elon Musk is concerned, Thunderfoot takes care
Hmm.
of Elon quite well. Whatever. Okay. Val, I don't understand this. This is going over my head. Um, Mars might be the only way humans will continue. I disagree that they should. Okay, I'm with you on that, Poppy. My comment was an answer to the chastity. Okay, so you hear Whitney, but I don't hear Whitney. What the hell?
Wait, both of your audios are okay. Wait, you can't hear me. I don't know.
Hey, William Martyr. Happy New Year. There's an action for Assange vigil starting about 20 minutes. Okay, well, I better make sure you guys are free to go to that. That's kind of important. He's probably going to die. I can't hear you, Whitney. What the hell?
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I just took out these earphones. It must be something with this. And Oz will kill me for not using them, but if I can't hear you, I can't have a conversation. So I'm
Wait,
sorry
can
if
you hear
I
me
talked
now?
over. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I took my earphones off. That must have been the issue. So so she might
Wait.
sound hollow, but I can hear her. So
Tell you what Whitney said. I didn't say much. I was just trying to figure out if my audio was being heard. It wasn't, obviously. Wait, Earth will be more habitable than Mars? Wait, yeah, obviously, that's... But
yeah.
people want to go to Mars as, like, the answer to all of our
How
problems.
is that an answer? We can't even figure out how to keep planet Earth habitable. How are we going to take an uninhabitable planet and make it habitable?
I don't know. It's a great question. It's like, wait, we can do that? That's like terraforming, I think, and that will take 100,000 years to start terraforming Mars at least. So, like, think of Rome being like an empire 2,000 years ago. Like 100,000 years to terraform Mars. That's
Yeah.
a lot of government
Yeah.
cooperation.
I didn't know, but Kent Dill's here. Hi, Kent Dill. Haven't seen you forever. Good to see you. Um, let's see. Prime Minister of Norway wants women to breed more. I see. That's the thing. All we are to governments is something that builds an economy, and there's something innately wrong with that concept. And I hear it all the time here in Utah. And our economy is growing here. We have the lowest unemployment rate in the country here, and our economy is booming. But the individuals aren't making that much money. They're and costs keep going up. And but they keep talking about having more babies, having more babies, having more babies because if we don't, then Social Security is going to collapse. Okay, there's something wrong with that system. On a
Yeah.
finite planet, we cannot just keep continuing to to overpopulate, put more people on this planet. Just it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's like
They want more people to buy the goods, I guess.
yes, they want to breed
Probably.
consumers, and the Mormon Church is so bad about that. It's like, and it is all about consumers or tithing payers when the Mormon Church is involved, and they also own a lot of businesses, and they won't reveal their finances. That's something. There's a lawsuit that might make them reveal their finances right now, so I'm kind of happy about that. But only because I want people to understand that the Mormon Church is messed up. It is. Um, I'm sorry if any of you are Mormon. I don't want to offend you, but the Mormon Church is messed up, and they are not there to save you. Or it's not salvation. It's a freaking Ponzi scheme, and
Well, the
there's
history
lots
of
of proof.
Mormonism is interesting with what, like, it was like started in the 1800s. I had to write a paper on this actually.
You did?
I don't like remember much, so well, I'd have to like jog my memory, but it was a long time ago. Yeah, it was like a religions class you had to take to get into like teaching. You have to be like, you have to know what's going on with the world, with the religions. But Mormonism was definitely one of those topics, I guess. it's like it's a yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
So
it's well when you find out about all the stuff they teach, and Joseph Smith and his
he had
seed
like
stones,
29
and
plus wives and stuff. So
yes,
it's
but now they say there's no polygamy in the religion anymore, but that's not true. They still practice it. It's just it's it's practiced in the temple where they marry one guy to several women. It's but they don't live together and all that. I mean, of course, it's still practiced with the FLDS, the fundamentalists, but yeah, not the actual thing. But they still believe it happens in the afterlife. Like, and they just barely changed a rule. I just found this out that it used to be that your husband, whoever you had to get married as a woman, and then your husband is the only one that could call you to the higher kingdom to be with God or whatever. But now they've made it so women can go by themselves. It's like
sure.
the living prophet is a problem. How they keep changing things. If God is all knowing and all that, why would they change things as you go?
Constantly
Blacks weren't
changing.
allowed in the church. There's so many things wrong with that, you know? It's like, how could you? And they just change with the times. Oh, Utah needs statehood, so you can't have this rule about blacks anymore or something. And then they're like, okay, we had a revelation. Blacks are now allowed in the church. When okay, I don't know who knows this, but black people, the reason they're black according to the Mormons is because it's the mark of Satan. They're evil. So so they're really inherently racist for one. So
Yeah, that sounds like it.
yeah, and the man is um the leader of the family. Like women need to submit to their husbands or even their sons in certain cases. Um, so I'm sorry. I grew up really despising the Mormon religion, so I really hope I'm not offending anybody. But I was told from Mormons, like I'd go visit a friend and they'd find out I wasn't Mormon and they would tell me I was going to hell. So, um, yeah, I'm sorry. I despise that religion. I can't help it. It's insane. Okay, so let's not go off on that. We only have like 9 minutes left. So, is there anything you guys want? God is fucked up dude, says lightning rod. Yeah, I think so. If God is what the religions say he is, he's egotistical, he's narcissistic. All he wants people to do is praise him. He doesn't stop suffering in any way. So this is my question to anyone who's religious. Why? I mean, I believe in having, there's spiritualness or whatever. I don't know if it's spiritual, but I do believe in a consciousness that lives on. Um, but the whole thing about, God being all powerful, all merciful, but he lets suffering go on, and that he wants to be praised constantly. He wants to be prayed to constantly. Nobody above him. That's just is it just me? That just seems fucked up.
And there's so many forms of religion, like even in ancient times, right? What happened to being like multiple gods? It's always changing in a
It's
way.
always changing. Yep.
It fits like the current narrative. Um,
Religions were put in place to control people. It was a means of control. They're a human construct, and it was meant to control people. Watch the Zeitgeist thing on religion. It's I know that's the only one I watched, but I'm like, oh my god, yeah, this is really messed up.
this, yeah, I don't even know.
I
There's so
know.
many of them too, so you're just like, I don't know.
I know they can't all be right.
Exactly.
How do you choose the right one? Oh, Mormons. Mormons are right. There was what was it? South Park had an episode on that, and they're like, oh,
Yes.
it's Mormons. The Mormons are right. I laughed so hard. It was hilarious.
South Park always makes
Mormonism.
fun of Mormonism. Oh, that's good.
The Return of the Jedi of the Christian trilogy. Oh, I would like you to explain that. You need to come on and talk about that, Pat, Batman fan. It would be fun to do a Star Wars episode.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 120. Wait, just had 120 comment. Oh wow, lots of fun here. Can't. That's a lot. That's crazy. Wow. Just saying, here it's January in Utah. You know, we're known for our greatest snow on earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. It's
There's no snow.
raining. It snowed yesterday. It snowed overnight, but today is it's been raining all day. I'm in Utah. It's a high desert, but rain in January is totally unheard of. I've never in my
Interesting.
entire life seen rain in January. Ever. Ever. This is like a first. It's January and it's raining. This is so messed up. Okay, so
Oh
all
no,
right.
yeah.
We have
The weather is
5 minutes and I'm tired and I have to go to work and do resets. Oh, which reminds me, by the way, okay, the next month is going to be hell. I'm going to do everything I can to continue shows. It's going to be on and off. I'll try to do some on the weekends. Um, but I have help coming in next week to help me do my resets, and resets are crazy. We're usually in the store doing resets for 10, 12 hours. We're in there till we're done, and I only have so much help. I will have more time on, Fridays over the weekend, but by then sorry, I'm swearing.
true.
But I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try my best. There may be replacement coming on for me for Monday Madness, and I may move Women's Wednesday to another day. I will keep in touch with you, Whitney, on that.
Okay, no
Um,
worries, yeah.
so, just anyway, I'm hoping to have 1,000 subscribers so I can do some lives from the hotel room when I go to Washington or Montana. I have to go out of town to those two places, and I can't take my computer and the whole setup. So I really need to be able to go live on my phone. Um, that would be nice. That'd be super. So anyway, please like, subscribe, help me out. The more you like the video, the more other people will see it, and maybe we'll get more subscribers. So yeah, crossing my fingers. I'm so close. I'm so close. Last I looked, I had, let's see, like 30, 35 or something like that more I needed. So
Yeah, you're pretty close.
that's pretty damn
You
close.
got, you got like 40 more.
I know. Come on, help me out, people. Oh, Mark Roche is here. I'm so thankful I became an atheist back in the 70s as a result of SF, Bertrand Russell, counterculture meetings, etc. Well, cool.
Now the 70s are 50 years ago, basically. Now it's crazy.
I know, but I really think we need to enlighten people. Um, let's see, William Mormons really aren't be- befitting of the modern age, and they're full of crap with their hypocritical, circuitous BS story to justify their behavior. The fact that the government lets them slide, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, in Utah, we're pretty much living in a theocracy.
That
So
is so interesting, though. Like to think about
it
what's
is.
happening in America.
I know it happens here. I mean, and people worry about what is it with the Muslims coming in and doing Sharia law. We have that. It's here. So God, and then you have people, the evangelical religions and all that they want to impose their own kind of Sharia law. It's just a different religion, but it's the same thing. And nobody is seeing that, and the biggest people opposing Sharia law, which I don't think that's a thing or ever going to happen, but are the same ones that push for imposing some kind of um, religious theocracy and like all their views on people. Like
Hmm.
you can't have birth control, Planned Parenthood is evil. Um, yeah, they don't want women to have reproductive rights and all that. It's like we're living in the dark ages when it comes to
We're
all
like
that.
going back in a way to a,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, there's so
matriarchy.
much to say on that. Basically, we're going, it feels like we are. Like technology is, oh, it's great, but like underneath, it's like dystopia and
Yeah,
rights
they're
are
going.
being taken away
Yeah,
that
and the
way.
more people, the more rights will be taken away. I've always said that my whole entire life.
Interesting, yeah.
You see
To
it
control, like,
when you live in the country. You feel free. There's you're not imposing on anybody else, so there is no need to make more laws. But when you're in the city, there's more people, then more people offend, and then more laws are put in place, and so it just limits your freedom. So people
there's always
should be for
helicopters.
having fewer children, having
Fine.
a smaller society, so that you don't have to have so many duplicate laws and bullshit. And it's a control mechanism too. Um, the government's put
Mm-hmm.
it in place so they'll have so many ways to choose to control you. It they can find one law you broke and go after you. Um, it's I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Julia says, with hierarchy, patriarchy, and inequality, we will never have peace. Thank you, Jilly. See, I told you she's such a great contributor to this channel. Life is a poem, it never rhymes. Even um, atheism is not a religion. I don't like religion, but yeah, I don't think atheism is a religion. All religion sucks. Agree, Pat, that. You can have your own beliefs, but I think when you get involved, it's like the thing I say all the time is, um, if we all agree, only one person's doing the thinking. If you're involved in an organized religion, there's only one person doing the thinking. Like Brigham Young once said, I think it was Brigham Young who said that. I may be
Yeah,
wrong.
that's his name. Thank you. Brigham
Yeah,
Young. Oh my god.
he said, once the prophet has spoken, the thinking is done. And that's kind of the attitude of religion. So I have
It's
no
like,
problem with individual
yeah.
beliefs, but organized religion is silly. It's controlling. It's ridiculous. And there's a
And
reason.
there's cults and other.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. So yeah.
There's some. I don't know if you want to talk about the Manson murders. No. I'm really laughing because it's like I was reading about like Sharon Tate's life. It's pretty okay. What happened with Manson? Like cults, like cult members, like
hmm
and all that stuff. It's like is that kind of like a form of religion, like cults? Like
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know. That's like
cults are the worst form of religion. Um, there's some controversy to whether or not Mormons are a cult, but the biggest thing, the cults, they have a dynamic leader. They
mm-hmm.
with I used to know all the things,
I
but
know
Mormons
it's
fit into all of it. Um, they brainwash, they control more aspects of your life, which Mormons control. The Mormon religion controls every little aspect of your life. They give you jobs outside of church. They tell you not to explore um, the anti-Mormon literature or ask questions. You're not supposed to ask questions. You're not supposed to question God or the prophet. I mean, those are things that I'd be wary of. I mean, I don't understand how people fall for that when they're saying don't question. You can't question. You're just supposed to have faith and believe. You're not allowed to question. So that's when I'm like, yeah, that's a cult if they're sitting there saying you can't question it. If it was
yeah,
a
like a supreme leader kind of don't like the
yeah,
word of God, yeah, or something.
yeah, I don't know. Okay, we're going off down another rabbit hole.
There's a
I
lot
am
of
so
rabbit
good
holes.
at going down rabbit holes. I think I have one.
Me too.
Oh, Tanya Delaney here. Organized religion's a problem. My religion's between myself and God and no one else. Yes. See, if that's the way it should be. Organized religion sucks. Okay, everyone is on. I have different beliefs than other people, but the organized religion is where the problem lies. It's a control mechanism. I'm fine if anyone has beliefs in whatever, and I'm not going to be rude and call it a sky daddy, whatever. But that's my own belief. You don't have to believe the way I believe. I believe that consciousness is real and consciousness exists out of our physical being, and that's my belief. I have faith in that. But I'm not going to tell everybody to believe the same thing I believe. It doesn't. You shouldn't. You should take your own experiences and believe what the hell you want to believe.
You
It's
should
not
ask
a fact.
questions.
It's an opinion. Yeah. It's yeah. Belief systems are not something that should be like a factory. It's like I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
interesting. You gotta like have multiple kids to carry on the religion
Yeah.
in a way. That's, I feel like.
Yeah, well, definitely, I think the religions push that. You need to have babies, you need to have babies, you need to have babies, and they need to be raised this way, and they can only marry these, people in the same religion and all that. Where I raised my kids, like, okay, this is what I think, about what's going on, but you know what? You explore, you decide for yourself. That is so personal. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. And they all have their own little beliefs, and that's great, you know. Don't take my word for it. It's personal. It's totally personal. So yeah, okay. Do you see any questions you want to? Oh, every religion claims they're about love, then they demonize the others. Exactly. That's what I have. Question everything always, says Tanya. I agree. Himbo's rant on socialism still lights up my soul. I did like his rant on socialism. That was that was good. Questioning all the answers is more important than answering all the questions. Book Hermit! I love that. Thank you. Um, let's see. Believe Sky Virgin. Okay. People that Torstein. Oh yeah, don't forget Climate Crush TV 24-hour climate content. The link is in the description. I'm not gonna even say it because I'll get it fucking wrong. I'm tired and I always do. But go into the description if you want to check out Climate Crush TV. It's great, really, honestly. If you like to follow the climate information, climate news, check into that. He's done a really good job on that website. So eventually, he told me eventually it will keep us out of safe from YouTube censorship and that. So it's really important to go there and yeah, sign up for that. There's chat there as well. So it's yeah, really fun. Um, Sorry, Torstein, if I didn't do a great job on that. I always feel like I'm lacking in pumping that up because it really is a really cool thing. Let's see. Oh, the astral travel and near-death experience stories. So cool. I do too. I've always liked those. Kid till I've had issues with belief, mainly with the lack of it. Well, I have beliefs. They just may not agree with yours, but I have beliefs. I don't know what you're trying to say there. Um, let's see. Sounds like okay, you gotta believe. What do I gotta believe? I don't know. I'm missing a lot of this. I shouldn't even try to understand what they're saying. Okay, guys, we were really gonna get out of here. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, 2020s. Here we go.
Here we go. It's bound to be a wild ride. That's all I can say.
Yes.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's do the changes here. And yeah, okay. Gotta get ready for this. Can you still see the chat? Because I can't see it right now. I was getting ready to transition, but oh wait, before I go, I'm gonna just make sure I say hello to everybody. Did I miss anybody? Um, let's see. I got Val, Jilly, Kent Deal, Book, Torstein, William, Human. Let's see. Bio, Jilly again. Pat the Batman fan. Love you guys so much. Human. Gotta say hello to Human so many times because he was my very first moderator. Um,
Oh, well.
Not by his choice. Just made it. Applied it to him. Maggie May. Exactly. Have to be able to question it. Okay. Am I missing anybody? Tanya Delaney. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Let's see. I just don't want to lightning rod. You guys are awesome. Great conversation. I think I had fun. Lightened my mood. I had a really traumatic family shit, and a lot of it had to do with religion. So
I see. I get
that's
it.
where that came from. Sorry, Daniel
No, it's
Salamire.
good.
Thank you
It's
for
important to
coming.
talk about.
I know, I know. Okay, Maggie, love you guys so much. Okay, we're really gonna get out of here. Um, have a very good night. Yeah, eat more fish, guys. Okay, okay, guys.
Later.
All right. Have a good night. And thank you so much, Whitney, for joining me again. And I will be in touch with you
Bye.
because it might be on the weekend when we do this. So.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, let me know.
All right.
I'm
Sounds
pretty sure
good.
I can make it.
Take care. Good night, guys. Peace, happiness, as long as you can. Bye, guys.
2020, woo!